Alright gang, we're on the 7116, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull that off, yank that up out of there, get it unbolted from the frame, then we'll bring the Kwik-Way in, set it in, but not before I empty that box of its sand and bark and paper and whatever this is. U-bolt, whatever these are. One really rusty washer, one not quite as rusty washer. Anyway, we're gonna dump all that out because I've got 3 weight plates that are gonna go in there, and the total weight ought to be in the 300-pound range. Which will be plenty of ballast weight for the Kwik-Way loader. So after we get that little bit of a project done, then we're just going to do general maintenance and tune-up on this guy. It's right as rain as it is. It's doing really well. So of course, the Briggs 16 single, it's gonna do very well. But we'll go over everything, lube the steering, just the normal go through it stuff, and may even go ahead and pull the clutch brake pedal off and either straighten it out or put the one from the Sovereign on there. Probably just put the one from the Sovereign on there since it's already straight. Same thing, just different color. And it's disconnected, so we'll need to see where it's disconnected and get it reconnected. So he's got a clutch brake pedal, but beyond that, I already put the battery on a charge. I've not tested it since putting it on the charge, so let's grab the BT600. We'll do that right now before I turn the cami off. Get things set up to pull that weight box off. Alright, negative, positive. What do we have? 525 cranking amps. Battery test. Get it here so you guys can see it. Full cranking amps, 400 and 525. And go. I'm guessing it's going to be around 70, 80%. Good. Okay. We'll print that off so that can stay with the battery so that he knows what's up. It's got 100% charge, still putting out 471 cold cranking amps, which is more than enough for these engines and for these systems. I typically use a 360 cold cranking amp lawn and garden battery as opposed to the 51Rs, because 51Rs cost 2, sometimes 3 times as much. So, and it is, in fact, that's what the 7118 has got in it, is the little lawn and garden tractor battery. But anyway, let's get busy, get that box off of there. I gotta tell you, I do like this modular design. It's a frame, and then this is removable. I like that. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we can shorten that quite a bit. While I'm doing this, I ordered new batteries for the lift, this lift that we're using right now, and the batteries that were in it, Lord, that's been almost 10 years ago, and those batteries have lasted that long. But now when I go up, you can hear a little whistle, and that little whistle is an indicator that the batteries are getting weak. Just let you know, order new batteries. So if you can hear it, hang on. Wait till it gets the weight on. It's not enough weight, but when you get a decent amount of weight on it, it yells at you. See if we can get in there where you can hear it. Hear that beeping? Just letting you know, hey, it's about ready to change the batteries. About time to get, yeah, put new ones in. That. So, there's that. And it also makes it a whole lot easier on me. I don't have to carry anything. I don't have to pull the entire weight box and the weights off at the same time, or in this case the sand. So we're just going to set it, oh, you can't set it on the ground. Bummer. I made the chain too short. Let's go back up just to see if we can. Alright. Yeah, I texted Sean this morning, let him know that he's on the short list, so he's going to come out and pick everything up on Friday, I believe he said. And everything will be done by then. This is Wednesday. Had a really long day yesterday, 11-hour day. And today, hopefully is not going to be anywhere near that long, because heat index is going to be even worse today. But I do have the AC going to pull the humidity out, and I'm not sweating yet, and it is 84 degrees and the humidity is silly high. So in heat like this, even though it doesn't really cool it off in here, because like yesterday I showed you guys, well, not yesterday, but on another video you guys will see where the temperature inside the shop was 100 degrees. And I was not sweating because the humidity was getting pulled out of the air by the air conditioner. So usually 100 degrees and, you know, even just normal relative humidity, and I'm, you know, sweating like crazy. We'll keep politics out of it. Okay, so we got the box off. Now we're going to take the bracket off, and I'll bring you guys down and show you how it's attached, because I myself do not know how it's attached, so we're going to learn that together. And if you're ready, I'm ready. As soon as I get my knee pad. Okay. Right here, it looks like it is just set on there. It is, see? Just set on there, and then one bolt here that shares the seat pan, and one bolt here that shares the seat pan. That's it. That's all it's holding the whole thing on. So, nice design. I like it. And also I told you guys I was going to take the sleeve hitch off of the Kwik-Way Sovereign, and I am, but it's not going on that one, it's going on this one, and I'll have to pull the cable come on, seat, there it goes. I'll have to pull the cable off of the Sovereign, which is wrapped up underneath here with a pulley, and get it moved over to this one so that this one has a rear lift as well. And then this one, I thought that was the wrong one. It's not. It just needs flipped over. It's just on backwards. Where this cable's going through should just be going right through this area with the short end facing that way. So it just needs flipped 180 degrees. And I can do that without taking anything apart. I mean, without taking the cable off or anything like that. You just take the collars off, slip it out, flip it around, move the stepped collar back over to this side, which is where it should be, so that it goes in the bigger hole. And over here is just a smaller one. But we'll get to that. Right now, we are removing the weight box cradle, I guess we can call it, right? Well, look how tight that is. Get out, get out, get out. And those are 9/16. So let's see, let me clamp you guys right here on the weight box. We'll grab those 9/16 and take that off. And that was my reference, using my finger to walk through and make sure that I was on the car with the angle of the camera. So here we go. And we should be able to just buzz these two off. Quit. Oops. It's tight now. There we go. Sorry about the oh yeah. Noise alert! Get over here and get this one. How about if I just go over to the other side and get that one? It's awkward. I'm sure you guys see me up there, can't you? Yeah, you can see me up there. There we go. Pop the bolts out. There's one. And there's two. That's got some weight to it. Trying not to hit you guys. Alright. And you still put a trailer on it. We can take that off now. We don't need that on there anymore. Let's go ahead and buzz that off since we're down here and we've already got the right tools. Alright, this one's ready for, look up here. This one's ready for the sleeve hitch from the Sovereign and the cable. We can put these back in. Look, I'm just rolling right on through and not even cutting the camera off. It just shows how quick something can be done, I guess, right? There we go. Get on the other side. Hopefully it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. So as you can see, some jobs really don't take much time. That's a little long. Let's get a shorter one. You want to get a shorter one? She did not say that. Right? Right. What did she say? Come on, man. Give it to me. Alright. That one gonna be long enough. Which way do you need to go? This way. There. Yep, that's long enough. There we go. All right. Now we're golden for getting the Kwik-Way in here. I'm going to do all the short list stuff like moving the loader or moving the weight box and all that stuff. We're going to do that first, then we'll do the service on that one. And we'll also do the flipping of the rear sleeve hitch, and I've also got to go out and get the weights. So I'll go ahead and cut the camera off here now while I get everything switched around, get this weight box emptied out, get the plate weights in it, and we'll get it on the scales and see how much the weight box is going to weigh. So hang on. Let's just weigh each plate individually. This one weighs 70.5. Let me just lift it back up off the scale and put it back down. $70.5. And we'll get the other two plates. Alright, I've got the last two metal plates to weigh. They're both going to weigh the same, so I'm just going to weigh one. I'm going to support my back when I do this. 104.5 pounds. I really should not be lifting that, even though I'm just lifting it with got my elbows on my knees so that I'm not straining my back. But that worked. What did I say? 104 and a half. Let's write that down. Here, I'll bring you guys into my little office. Those are my weights so far. Weight number one is over on the other workbench. It's 70.5 pounds. Then we have the frame at 50 pounds and the weight box itself at 33. And then 104 and a half for the plate weights. So that'd be weight number 2 and 3. And we'll whip out the calculator and get our total here real quick. You guys ready? Let's do it. 70.5 plus 50 plus 33 plus 104.5 plus 104.5 equals 362.5 pounds. Yeah. That is some weight. You guys like my office pen, or my shop pen? It's an ST DuPont. I hate it. It's 180 bucks and the cap doesn't stay on the end, which I really don't like. Silly design. So it became a shop pen. It's being punished for not being what I expected it to be. So that weight, and that weight, which is a counterweight off the back of a groundskeeper, John Deere groundskeeper, will all go in this box, and they'll go in one at a time. Just 1, 2, 3 probably is how I'll do it. Because I don't think I can lay it down. I might be able to lay them down. Let's see. Now this is sprung weight. I recommend that, what do we have? Roughly 15 and a half, and we have 14, so yeah, that won't work. They're gonna have to stand up in there. This is sprung weight, which just means, you know, we've got the weight of the loader on the front. We need the weight on the back so that we've got better traction. But another thing that I recommend that Sean does is tries to locate wheel weights. They will help him out immensely. Just like on my Kwik-Way loader, I've got 150 pounds of wheel weights hanging off each wheel. That's unsprung weight. And all unsprung weight is it's weight that isn't going to tax the frame or tax the transmission. The sprung weight is, even though it's counterbalancing the weight of the loader to give you better traction, it is essentially making the very middle of the tractor the lightest part of the tractor. So it's wanting to lift this way and lift this way right there in the center, which I'm fine with because that frame is super duper robust right there. So no worries about that frame splitting. And then when he's got a load on there, that will the weight box will also help counter that weight that is picked up. Doesn't mean he'll be able to pick up more weight, just means he's going to have traction while carrying substantial weight around. And I actually did put it to work. I used it for grabbing everything and it did fantastic. I got my hook stuck, or his hook stuck, so I got to get that off the way. But yeah, it did great. It did exactly what it's supposed to do, just like the zip loader does. So now, before I put any of this together, that sleeve hitch and the cable has to come off. So in reverse order of installing, I'll do a separate video on removing / installing rear sleeve hitch on these running board tractors that are lifted and lowered via cable. Then we'll come back to the weight box and continue on that. So see you guys in a minute. Oh, there you are. Okay, we've got the cradle mounted, and I'm not happy with how the foot down there is. Well, it slips, so I'm going to do a little bit of finagling there to try to get that to where it's a little bit more secure. But I've got the bucket empty, got the weights ready to pick up. I'll be putting all 3 weights in there, but we're just about done completely 100% with the Kwik-Way loader. And when we get the weights in there, then we can skip over to the 7116 and get the rear lift put in. Once we get the rear lift put in, that just got to flip the rear lift on 7118. I've mentioned that already. And then do a service on the 7116, just oil change, check the air filter, grease all the pertinent points, oil other pertinent points, and I'm going to change out the brake clutch pedal. And where they disconnected it was a real good place to do it, which was just right here, right there. If I push this forward, you see it'll just pull right on through instead of actually pulling the clutch. So all I have to do is run a couple nuts on there, get it adjusted right so that when you declutch, it'll declutch the belt and apply the brake, and then that'll be taken care of. But like I say, with the pedal from the Power Steering Sovereign. So let me shuffle some things around and get this weight box sorted. When I get the cradle sorted out on how I'm gonna handle it, I'll bring you guys back and show you what I did. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. As you can see now, it's riding, let me pull it up, it's riding right on the frame of the rear hitch. Instead of being on top of it, it was on top of it. So now it's golden. That's a positive stop. It's going nowhere, and it leaves, I put that trailer hitch bar back on under there, and it leaves room for you to be able to access that trailer hitch bar right there. So now it's just a matter of putting the weights in. I think I'll just put the weights in and then lift the whole thing and set it down in there. So I'll set up the time lapse for that so you guys can see it, but not have to wait all the while it's happening. And just like that, weight box is on, it's holding the weight, and he's got his ballast. And if he wants to, he can throw some more weight in there. There's plenty of room for it. They're going to flop around, so I'm going to recommend, if he doesn't, to just find some driveway gravel or something to throw in there, just to fill all the gaps and keep the plates still. But there we go. Okay, so now, and I did have an interruption that ate up about an hour's worth of time. Let me get this moved back out of the way. Maybe. Can I do it? I can't do it with one hand, guys. Hang on. I'm fighting it. There we go. I don't know what you were looking at, but I hope it was interesting. So we are 100% done with the Kwik-Way. Finish. All done. Now it's time to get the 7116 over here, and I'm not going to show you flipping that rear sleeve hitch over on the 7118. There's no real reason to. So we'll get the 7116 over here in the limelight and get that rear sleeve hitch installed, and that is on a separate video, so you guys watch for that one to come out, or it has already come out and you're hearing me talk about it. And I'm doing two separate videos today, one to finish up the Kwik-Way and one on the sleeve hitch situations. So, but that marks off the last thing on the list of the 7118 and the 71 and the Sovereign Kwik-Way job. So that's done. I'll flip that PTO or the rear sleeve hitch over, and that's completely done. So they both can go outside, and we're just left with the 7116, and Sean already knows they'll be done, and he's planning on coming out on Friday. So hope y'all enjoyed the very last part of the Kwik-Way, and I promise you I'll see you when I see you. Later. I'm out of here.